A question that I'm asked often: what inspired me to write my first book? In today's video, I just want to break down the story behind me writing my first book, how it started, and a few other points. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I've just done a series of chapter 1 to 10 of my best-selling book, Addicted to Being Broke. Let's talk about eradicating the poverty mindset. So today, I just wanted to sort of dive into how the book actually came along. So the initial start of it was I was in church and we were praying, and I heard a clear voice say to me, write a book about your life. And I remember thinking, what about my life? I'm praying because my life is just such a mess. I'm praying because I need help. And I remember after the prayer finished, the pastor then started talking, and the first thing he said is, some of you here should have written a book. And to me, that was the confirmation. You've been asked to write a book. So that was the beginning of the journey of writing a book. Just clear voice saying, you need to write a book. So as I started writing this book, which I was just like, what am I writing a book about? What is it about? What is it going to be about? I was just talking about just my journey, and I started off as, you know, my name is Agnes Wanja and I was born in Kenya, and just started just writing about myself. And what happened is, as I was writing, I started to think about, what is my biggest pain at the moment? What is the thing that's causing me pain? And I think somehow the book was directed into that journey of writing about lack of financial literacy and the impact of it. And it was very powerful for me because I was able to sort of write this book whilst remembering parts, while still going through some parts, and basically turning it into an actual book. I'll break down the confirmation of hearing that voice at the end of the video, so stick around. That was sort of the inspiration where it came from hearing the voice. So the challenges that I faced were just being able to structure a book. I've never written a book before. I don't know what the process is supposed to be, and the beginning, the middle, the end, all of this stuff. So main challenges came when I had to find ways to turn this vision, this mission, into an actual book. And I had to do a lot of research, online research, being able to find ways past learning how to structure the book and finding the best way to get from the beginning to the end was a big challenge. In my series of chapter 1 to 10, I talk about how I was able to basically overcome and get to the end of writing the book. The most valuable lesson I've learned through the process is, I think is mostly on that last chapter of 0 to 100, is it doesn't matter where you are now. If you put in the work, you can get to 100%, which is from 0 to 100, no knowledge to the knowledge, no experience to the experience, not knowing what you're doing to knowing what you're doing. And it's all about mindset. It's all about willing to actually apply yourself from the beginning, where it seems 100 seems so far from 0, but taking just one step at a time, one step at a time. And one of my favorite quotes says, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So it's just taking that one step and continuously and staying consistent with it until you see it through the end. It's a skill that once you work on it and once you build it, it will help you to achieve so many other things. I'm sure there's more valuable lessons I've learned through the process, but I'll share those as and when I remember them. My advice for any new aspiring writers, or for anyone that has a dream, a vision, heard a voice like I did, you need to take it upon yourself. You need to hold yourself accountable to start. It doesn't matter where it is you're starting from, you just start. And it's best to start with no experience and gain some on the way, rather than never starting and never gaining any. What this journey has taught me and has helped me to do is get one book published. This has given me encouragement and motivation to write another book. And I've already started that process. It's very exciting. And as well as just looking at what did I do in the first book that I wasn't too happy with, I can then improve on the second one. What experience have I gained since writing the first one? So for anyone trying to do something new, something you've never done before, do it anyway. Start where you are, start with what you have, and then take it from there. Because so much more will happen on the journey. But if you never start the journey, then you can't experience those things that are waiting for you. My confirmation for writing the book and confirming the voice that I heard was real is that the book became a bestseller. It went to #1 bestseller on Amazon when it was released. And for me, that was just, there's the confirmation. I wasn't making it up. I didn't just imagine these voices. Like, God spoke to me, I listened, I took action, and this is where I ended up. So for anyone who may feel like God's trying to talk to you, send a message for you, take the chance and listen and do it. Go ahead and take the first step, because you will be redirected along the way. But the main thing is actually having that confidence within you to take the steps you need to take. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. As always, if you've got any comments, leave them below. We can get into discussion about it. If you're new to my channel, do subscribe, and I will see you on my next video.